What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. I want you guys to observe how absolutely unserious FBA is right now during this time, right? Because if you just pay attention to like the world, right? Anything, right? You would see that currently the United States is involved in an illegal war, right? You would see that we have consequential terrorist attacks happening in America because of a result of that illegal war, right? You would see that we have a right-wing, racist, neo-Nazi administration that has made it very, very, very clear that Black lives do not matter, and trying to systematically dismantle African American history in America, right? You would see that we have POCs who have demonstrated that despite them effing around and finding out, despite them finding out that white people don't value them, they still are trying to get close to whiteness, so they still want to throw us under the bus. There are so many things happening right now, right? And while all that's happening, FBA is talking about what an African said about them when they was in elementary school. If you notice, every one of these people who call themselves FBA, right, the only thing that they're talking about right now is other black people. There's not one FBA website. There's not one, YouTube channel. There's not one FBA TikToker, one FBA Instagrammer, one FBA YouTuber talking about reparations. There's not one FBA social media commentator talking about solutions for FBA or African Americans. There's not one FBA talking about any solutions or any tangibles. The only thing they're talking about is black people. That's it. All right? And now that campaign scenes has come up, they're talking about all the black politicians who dare to try to take charge and make something, for themselves in this country. Just pay attention to what they're talking about. Pay attention to what they do and what they say, because they don't be saying much. All right, that's the God honest truth. They are currently ramping up their shit talking of black women, as our black females who have always been involved in politics are getting involved in trying to, take the little bit of power that we have the ability to take. As you can see, they have zeroed in on every black politician, even the black men politicians. They have zeroed in on all the male black politicians that are running. It just so happens that since black people, African Americans, are progressives, right, and the progressive ideology lies within the Democratic Party, they are currently calling black people who are running for office, who are consistent with the rest of the African American and black community in America, for the most part, with our political views and leanings. They're currently attacking all of us for being shills, right? Which they can't even spell or define what that means, right? And they don't have their own political position. So they attacked African Americans for being Democrat, right? While some of them pretending like they're not right-wing Christian conservatives, while some of them are pretending like the people that they're backing are not anti-black, right? While playing ignorant to the politics of the day, still running the same game plan. Have y'all not noticed, right? I have noticed, and it's shameful, right? And then here's the thing, a lot of these FBAs are not even African American. You got Caribbean people call themselves FBA. Like, what's that dude? I forgot the damn dude name, right? He's short and got big muscles, all right? Used to be a Pan-African. His people's from Guyana. We got Cuban, Guyanese people, all right, who are calling themselves FBA, who are down for the FBA cause, right? There's a lot of non-African Americans who call themselves FBA. Right? So it's just shameful, You got Tariq Nasheed, 50-something-year-old man. He doing the same shit, right? Just talking shit, non-serious, on the internet to other Africans, while throwing FBA on the bus, by the way. right? He's throwing the FBI under the bus, right? And you got all the minions, like, what's that one that seems like he always drinking goddamn Red Bull and shit? What's the Alpha Male Network? That guy's a clown. Like, Alpha Male Network, nobody, I ain't worried about him. Like, nobody's taking that guy seriously, right? And you got Afro Elite, which is, he need to take that Afro out of his name. Like, for real, he's an embarrassment to light-skinned people everywhere. Like, straight up, right? You're gonna be Afro, right? And then you're gonna be light-skinned. You're supposed to be, right? Not like that. You making us look bad. God damn. But yeah, I just want y'all to pay attention to how unserious FBA is. Oh, George Macon, that's the Cuban Guyanese dude that keep calling himself FBA, right? He's literally Cuban and Guyanese calling himself FBA. Like, come on, bro. But like I said, FBA, you don't have to be an ignorant African American to be FBA. You can just be an ignorant African or ignorant person overall. You know, I've noticed a lot of the FBA trolls, the white trolls, they are starting to ramp up because a lot of FBA is also white people who play digital blackface, meaning they pretend to be black people online. If you notice, look at their profile pictures. It's usually some old dungy picture from 1990s that they ain't changed yet, or it's a picture of a butterfly or a flower or some random dog. In 2026, if your profile picture got some random shit like that, we know you're just a bot account, a lot of bot accounts, right? But if you're an African American and you consider yourself a thought leader, right? If you can consider yourself a scholar or somebody who wants to disseminate information to their people, right? You would think that they will be talking about what's happening today, right? And not being distracted by still continuing to regurgitate the same daggone conversation they've been having for the last 5 years, complaining about somebody talking trash about them, right? Because here's the thing, after you finish complaining about somebody talking trash about you, after you disseminate your displeasure, you know, because I'm not going to say that there's always that. And African Americans and our relationship with Africans is no different than Asians and Asian Americans and their relationship with Asian people on the continent, and European Americans and their relationship with Europeans on the peninsula in Europe, and on and on and on. Anytime you have a diaspora, right? The diaspora and the mainlanders, right, from their original homeland, always got the same similar issues. Every time you go to you go to white YouTube, go to Asian YouTube, you go over there, they talking about the same stuff. How these guys is this and that, and they call me this, and you not original, and blah, 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 blah. It's the same crap, right? And it's never gonna stop. That's just the nature of humanity, right? So when FBA, right, the organization, because they're not a lineage, no matter how many times they try to say it, no matter how many times they try to take credit for what African Americans do, right, FBA continue to only be able to talk about other Africans while the world burns around them. Like, this is like serious times right now. Like, these are like serious, let's stop playing around times, right? They acting like Africans are like our enemy, like enemy. You can argue with your brother, right? You can have issues with your brother, right? But in times of war, you put that shit away. And I want you to notice that these FBA, while the house is burning around us, they in the bathroom arguing over whose comb this is. It's like, Negroes, the house is on fire, all right? That's a more important topic than you in this damn comb. That comb about to melt any goddamn way. What you talking about? And for all you so-called FBAs who are so ethno-nationalists with America, how about you strap up, right, and go be real patriotic and go over there and fight in your president's wars? How about you do that? You and MAGA can get together. Y'all go train, go fight in them wars. Let's see how tough you are. Let's see how patriotic you are, since you're so American, all right? Because right now the Iranians are upset with Americans because America is terrorizing Iran right now. And because of that, the gas prices are sky goddamn high on top of everything else, FBA. But instead of talking about that, they're still just talking about African people. They have no other conversation. Nothing. They talk about nothing else. the money must be great. That's all I'm saying. The money to talk shit about your own people must be great. It has to be, because it makes no sense. And most of these dudes in their 50s, like the young ones, like Ant CEO, right? Him doing it, I don't care about somebody like him doing it, because he's just trying to look for a come up. That dude just jumping on a wave. Ant CEO is like a manosphere. He's trying to be Kevin Samuels slash Anton Daniels slash O'Shea slash everything. That dude don't know what he want to do, right? That's him, right? But people like him are inconsequential. They're not serious. Nobody takes him serious. He sit on there and girls think he cute and he talk shit to them and, you know, he makes some money. Cool. But I'm talking about all the old heads who know better. All right? You supposed to know. You're in your 40s or 50s. You're supposed to know better. And why we got these 40s and 50-year-olds online acting like 12-year-olds, acting like teenagers, acting like children, still complaining, having low-level conversations, having low vibrational conversations, when we got some serious, complex issues happening, right? And while we have all these serious, complex issues happening, is an opportunity for us Africans and African people to make our moves within the chaos, right? This is our time to make our move, which serious people like me and others like me are taking this opportunity to leverage ourselves so we can be in a better position when the chaos stop, right? So when the chaos stop, African Americans, Afro Caribbeans, and Afro Latinos, we're gonna be in a better spot when the fire clears. FBA, where they gonna be? Right where they were when all this shit started, on the internet, getting older, talking shit about other African people, because that's literally the only thing they can do. And at this point, I don't even get embarrassed. I don't get first, second, or third hand embarrassment. But I think at this point, African Americans have made it, have made the point to the African diaspora and continental Africans that they don't represent African Americans. I think we've made our point. And I'm glad so many African Americans have come out online and vehemently rebuked and condemned FBA for their low-level distractions while we got real serious shit going on. So yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. I'm listening to George Macon. Like, it's like these guys wake up, all right? These guys wake up in the morning, go online, and look for some shit to be mad about some Africans, right? I mean, the only research they do is to find some African that can piss them off so they can make a video about it, so they can stir up and drum up drama where there was none. So they can make mountains out of molehills. That's literally all they do. And they don't care about reparations. No matter what they say, FBA does not care about reparations, because that is the furthest thing from their minds is reparations. They just want their cool name, FBA, and they want to talk shit, because that's as much as their little brains can do. They feel important. FBA are a bunch of incel, black, white, racially ambiguous, and Caribbeans and Africans who don't want to be Caribbean and African individuals who want to feel important. So they come online and got their little ignorant armies where they complain all day. I'm simply getting tired of it, to be honest. And I'm really disappointed at George Macon. He used to be Pan-African and pro-black. The old George Macon would be ashamed of the new George Macon. And he said in one of his videos, when I called him out for being what he said he is, which is his people's from Guyana, right? He made a whole hour long trying to prove something, which all he did was prove me right by, you know, showing me that his people is from Guyana and Cuba, right? Shout out to Cuba, right? Why George Macon ain't talking about Cuba? He should be talking about Cuba. Cuba's up next. Those are his family. Those are his peoples. But he's not talking about that, because he's more concerned about making, I guess, a few dollars, right? Talking about goddamn FBA and FBA non-issues, right? And others like him. So all I'm saying, I'm not attacking the man personally. I'm just attacking his ideas. And he traded knowledge for ignorance. A lot of them have traded knowledge for ignorance. And a lot of these people are former Pan-Africans, right? Because they weren't strong enough to be a Pan-African, right? They got weak because they thought Pan-African was somebody who was supposed to pat them on the head for their Pan-Africanism activities. And when they didn't get that pat on the head, right, when they didn't get this, they started to switch up, because they figured they'd rather have somebody, they'd rather get recognition by being the opposition or being controlled opposition than to actually stay strong to your true morals and being pro-black and Pan-African. You see, none of these FBA are pro-black. You can't be pro-black when you're creating enemies for your people. The only people we got is each other. The only people we can unite with as African Americans are other Africans from the Caribbean and from the continent. But FBA made it their mission to try to destroy any relationship that we African Americans are trying to build. See, African Americans are trying to build relationships with Africans and Caribbeans after us African Americans and Caribbeans have been separated from our African brothers and sisters for a good 300-400 years. It takes a little longer for us to try to figure each other out. So while we're trying to figure each other out, while we're trying to unite, while we're trying to hash out some differences, here comes FBA coming in there trying to exasperate and separate and divide. That's all they're about. Division. You cannot be FBA and Pan-African. It's impossible. FBA are a divisive, xenophobic hate group. That's what they are. They're anti-unity, right? And so FBA, you leave it up to FBA, African Americans would not be involved in politics, right? We would not have any allies anywhere because we would have shunned everybody who could possibly been our ally, and we'd be standing there all alone with no political power, no business power, nothing, because we would have no allies to trade with. We would have no allies to create supply lines. We would have no allies to come help us out when we need help. We will be all alone. That's it. That's what they want. FBA wants African Americans to be all alone with no allies. They want everybody to be pissed off at African Americans. They want everybody to look at African Americans as if somebody they cannot do business with or can't commune with because they're impossible. Because FBA is suffering from main character syndrome as well. Even though a lot of them are not even the characters they're pretending to be. All right? So it's sad, man. Like, how, you just turn on the news. How could you fix yourself as a black person, just have time and energy and space to talk trash about other other African people and other Caribbeans during this time? During the battle, there's a war happening, right? You want to stop the war. You want to mess up formation because you want to complain about how that one over there took your helmet last week, or that one right there ate your biscuit last month, and you still upset about it. How stupid is that? That goes to show you the priorities of these FBA people. That goes to show you that they don't actually care. Some of them are just doing it for their own pockets because they know if they talk shit about other African people that the white man's gonna pay them. So they're pro-black, but really anti-black for money. White supremacy wrapped in hip-hop wrapping paper. White supremacy wrapped in pro-blackness. White supremacy wrapped in false Pan-Africanism. You get what I'm saying? Purposeful snakes in the grass. Anyway, it's terrible. And I'm never going to stop. I don't care. Now, if Jordan Macon decide to make a whole nother video trying to... No, buddy. Your people's from Cuba and goddamn Guyana. You supposed to be pro-black, but you not. You anti-black. You anti-intellectual. You anti-unity. And everybody who follows you is also just like that. You got an army of ignorance. And the rest of you FBA, anybody who call themselves FBA are traitors to the African American community. Anybody who constantly talks shit about the African Americans or the African Caribbeans or the continental Africans that come to America and get themselves involved in politics to try to improve their communities, anybody that unfairly targets them without talking about the opposite party that those African are actually campaigning and fighting against legislative-wise, you are the enemy to black people. No matter how soft you sound, no matter how much you smile, no matter how you package your hate towards other Africans, that's what you are, a traitor to the black community. Anyway, y'all guys tell me what you think in the comment section. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such an extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
nobody trying to argue with you all damn day, bro. Shut the fuck up. Damn.
Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.